Next up is our 900. It's got a little spot on the back that you can actually carry it. It's not too heavy. It closes up like this and it opens out to the base where you actually insert your piece. Again, it shows you, let me lift this up, shows you that you want to put your item face up. Tells you to put everything toward this edge and into the adhesive. Again, I can look inside and see that I have acid-free permanent adhesive. This is 40 feet of acid-free permanent adhesive. This is a big sucker. So suppose I wanted to make something that I want, something that's very large. Maybe have a large border that's too wide and too fat to fit on any of my other machines. Or maybe you want to just do a bunch of die cuts. Well, you place your little letters, your alphabet, whatever, in there. You turn the crank, and out from this end, and make sure that this stays underneath. I'm just going to close this up just so I can show you better. So when you turn your crank, out on this end comes your piece. You slide it just like you did with the other one. And then when you lift up the release, the little plastic, whatever you've placed in here is now a sticker. So like I said, you can line up your die cuts. If you wanted to only purchase one, you could be able to line up your die cuts and just make sure that they all enter in this side. Turn your crank, they'll come out this end. What's really nice about the 900 is that it also has a little 9-inch paper trimmer. This actually comes out. This is the only one where the little blade can actually come out. But that way you have, you know, if maybe you want to take this with you somewhere, you've also got a little paper trimmer. And that just slides back in. And is ready for the next time that you use it. And again, for the 900, you just lift up on the top. And you lift up, there's a little handle, you lift up and the whole cartridge comes out. So if you wanted to change this out, okay, I've already done my adhesive and now I want to do my lamination. So I take out my adhesive. I'm going to make sure that this is the one that I want. Two-sided lamination. I'm going to slide that back in. Now when you load it, you want to make sure, you'll be able to see that you want to make sure that you're going to load it so all of this will roll underneath this bar and will come out the other end. So we'll snap it closed. You want to make sure that it comes out the bottom end, so as you turn the crank, you're going to see your laminations coming out this end. And I usually give it a little head start. I'll usually pull a little bit because I don't want any air bubbles in there. So I'll give it a head start, and then I will add this is my little cheat sheet for my sewing machine. I'm going to put it all the way in to where it catches with the adhesive, or in this case the adhesive laminate. And then I'm going to turn the crank. We'll see it come out the back. Till it clears. Press down. And there is my laminated item. And just swipe this. And I can trim the edge. Like I said, I usually will leave maybe 1/4 of an inch so this adhesive doesn't peel apart. So now I have my little reference sheet that I can place next to my sewing machine, and I've got it all set and ready, and this is not going to come apart because, like I said, I've left a little bit of overhang where my laminated sheets will continue to stay attached. And it's a wipe off, right on and wipe off type of thing. If you're thinking ahead, you can also think of small little placemats for your kids. You can laminate their their art. You can laminate different cards and different things. So it's a really nice addition to your crafting stash. As I change out the cartridges, because I don't want to get any dust or any items in any of this one's the lamination, but I don't want any extra dust or anything to get inside here. So I'll actually save my boxes. I'll put it back in the box it came out of, and this will save like forever. So now I know that in my two-sided lamination box, that's what I've got in here. And I will usually keep my adhesive I usually keep the permanent adhesive in my machines so that when I want something special, I'll have that, but the adhesive, for me, this works the best to keep the permanent adhesive in my machine. Now when you go in the store, you'll notice that everything is packed up in boxes similar to this, and there can be quite a few types, and it can be rather frustrating and overwhelming. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that you're purchasing the correct refill for the size of machine that you're using. These larger ones, it'll say on the side, this is for the 900. This is for the 510. You want to check that first. Then you can decide from the ones that fit your machine, what do you want? Two-sided lamination. That's the one that I showed you. You can laminate, you'll get a clear plastic on the front and the back. This is when you'll want to make something like a placemat, a laminated card. If you want to save something that has front and back plastic, there's no adhesive on it. It's the totally laminated, both sides, front and back. Then you might see a laminate acid-free permanent adhesive. Alright, that means one side, the top side, is going to be laminate. The bottom is going to have an adhesive. Well, when will I ever want that? Well, suppose you have something that you are going to put in your scrapbook or an altered book page, and you need the top of that to remain clean, or maybe you don't want fingerprints on it. So when you're going to have laminate and adhesive, this is where you'd want to have something where the top is going to be laminated, the bottom is adhesive, where you can put it into an altered book, or you can put it on a scrapbook page. There are very few times that I would personally use this, maybe just because I haven't thought of all the different ways that I can use this, but that's when you'd want to use this. And then you'd also have acid-free permanent adhesive. There's also acid-free repositionable adhesive. So you want to start with the size of machine you have, and then go toward what exactly do you want out of these machines. This is for the 900. For the 510, you have the same types of items. Again, you'd go for the 510. This was this laminate permanent adhesive. One side's laminate, one side's permanent adhesive. Another fun thing is laminate and magnet. So one side of your item is going to be laminated, the other side is going to have a magnet. Now that can be something really cool. Remember, this is your 510, so it's going to be only 5 inches wide, but maybe you've got something of your child's art. You want to laminate the front of it and make it a magnet that sticks on your refrigerator. That's something really cool. The 510 and the 900 are the ones that are the creative stations, so they all have the different laminate, magnet, adhesive types of cartridges that you can install in them. It's just the smaller ones, the adhesive runners, and the 250 that only have adhesive. So hopefully that will help you in purchasing and figuring out exactly what you want when and how to use your Xyron.